What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one, divorce court, alright? Just thought I'd have some fun with some divorce court. Haven't done one in a while. Without further ado, let's go in.
Versus Warren.
Thank you very much. Ms. Hodges, Mr. Warren. Ms. Hodges, after years of betrayal, you said Mr. Warren has left you with no choice but to put the hopes of a future together on pause.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Warren, you said Ms. Hodges has become obsessed with ruining your life together. You say you've done nothing wrong and know that you will be vindicated in court today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's figure this out. You all have been together for some time now, 3.5 years as I understand it. The defendant proposed in August of 2022, and with 8 kids between you, y'all should be mature enough to figure this out.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm about to ask you, Ms. Hodges, why are we in court today?
Your Honor, actually, I'm gonna put this ring in his box right now because I'm gonna give it back to him if we don't get anything clear by the end of this show.
Uh-oh.
He keeps cheating, he keeps lying. I can't trust him anymore. I don't know what to do in this relationship, and I need your help.
There's one thing I can promise you. We will have some clarity at the end. How's that?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Warren, you heard what Ms. Hodges said. She's concerned that not only is the ring gonna be in the box, but you're gonna get it back in a minute.
She goes looking for trouble. Like she snoop on my social media. Like she got an anger issue. We got problems that we definitely need to resolve.
Well, I tell you what, let's go through what those issues are. But first, take me back to when you first met.
We met online, actually, on a dating site. I mean, and it was like inseparable. Everything was great. Everything was great. We had a good relationship. We like best friends until I really started to get to know who he really was.
How long did you know each other on the dating website before you actually met in person?
Maybe a couple weeks.
Do you agree, Mr. Warren, everything's going okay in the beginning?
It was, but she gotta, like, she always snoop on my social media. I can't have any
I'm not snooping.
Female friend.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not a fan of men or women who are in committed relationships having social media relationships with the opposite sex. I'm not a fan.
I agree. Let me say that I agree with the judge. And the reason why is because social media is not good for relationships. It's just not good for relationships. It just becomes a mess. If you are addicted to attention, then maybe a relationship is not for you. Just being real. If you're addicted to attention, maybe a relationship is not for you. And if you can't give up your social media, you shouldn't try to be in a relationship. Now, some might say, Mike, that's ridiculous. Okay? I can be in a relationship and be on social media. Not if you're addicted to attention. Because you're always going to be, if you're a woman, you're always, or if you're a man, you're always going to be thirst trapping, trying to get yourself out there, trying to network and find new mates. And it's going to put you in a position where you have bad behavior. Because you're going to act however you want to act, and then you're just going to rinse and repeat and just find another chick. Between them two, they got 8 kids. So they were out in the street, in these streets, for real. They were out in these streets. But be careful of people who are in love with their social media. If you're in love with your social media, then stay in love with that. I consider social media like a person, really. It's like a person. It's like an ex, or it's like a person you used to date, or you are dating. You can't date social media and me at the same time. You just can't do it. Why? Because, well, for obvious reasons. You're going to give all your attention to social media. you're going to have no incentive to act right in this relationship because you got two options. Social media is a person. And if you give all your time, attention to that person, you ain't got no time for me. And even with social media, you could pick up so many other different mates, and it's easier to cheat, this, that, and the third. It's just a mess. Anyway, let's go back in.
You know my bias walking in the door. And the reason I'm not a fan is because I believe social media is the devil. I have said that many times.
I agree.
And it ruins more relationships than it helps.
They do.
So I'm asking you how to turn from joined at the hip to you putting the ring back in the box.
Actually, ma'am, what he's talking about social media, and it was number one, which was the first of many women that I catch. I don't snoop on his page. The first woman actually got on my page and stated that, oh, well, it's his birthday, or I think it was a holiday or something, you should buy his drink tonight. And I'm like, buy his drink? Who is
See,
this?
I told you, social media is the devil.
So I'm like, you know, so we went back and forth, and she definitely said that they had been talking to each other. She had been dating him for a while as well. That was her boyfriend.
What?
They was in a relationship.
No.
Mr. Warren, you have to explain to me what was going on.
Now, here's another thing. Not only is social media a person that you give all your attention to, your love on, okay? But it's also a person that there could be a lot of misunderstandings with. And what I mean by that is, if something is innocent on social media, it's going to be interpreted as negative. If you have an old friend from high school or college or whatever, and they go on your girl's page and they say, yeah, I know his birthday is on this day. Take him out, this, that, and the third. Now, I ain't seen this chick in 10 years, okay? I ain't seen her in 10 years. But she has the power to find out who my girlfriend is, go into her inbox her, throw salt in our game, and then you get upset with me. You get upset with me. It is not only, it's set up to have a lot of misunderstandings as well. It's not even all just cheating. It's cheating and misunderstandings. Rarely is it anything positive. Rarely, if ever, it's anything positive. Especially if it's your spouse. If it's you, you might say, oh, there's a friend of mine I haven't seen in a while. Then it's positive, right? But if it's your spouse, you're going to be like, who is that? Who is that? Oh, that's just a college buddy of mine. Well, it looks like she trying to holler at you to me. Just a whole bunch of misunderstandings. So you got to take that into account about social media. Let's go back in.
What's going on with this lady?
She was a friend, and she gave me money. You know, she showered me with gifts and stuff.
So are you servicing her in some way?
Nah, just friendly conversation.
He definitely should be allowing that from women.
So you called her a friend because you met her online.
Yes.
And you engaged in enough conversation. You are so fascinating that this random miscellaneous woman would start sending you money?
Yes, yes.
Player, okay.
I don't think that's what it was. I think he give these women hope that they are in a relationship. Another lady on his page, and I did get in her inbox.
I was just leading them women on.
And I did get in her inbox, Your Honor, and I did ask her why was she blowing kisses on his page, because I was uncomfortable with that. So I did get in her inbox and I said, hey, no confrontation, who are you? She made her profile pic, her November profile pic was him.
I didn't even know that.
You know now.
I didn't even know that.
Mr. Warren,
Even the bailiff
what's
getting
up
in
with
on
you that you would lead random women down this path?
I'm saying women just, sometimes women need guidance from a man. Sometimes they need that. So that's what I give them. I give them guidance, I give them hope.
You sound like a low-rent Steve Harvey. I'm gonna straight up tell you that. For real though.
He claimed he collected like $40,000 from these women.
Did you hear? Did you?
She benefit from it. She definitely benefit from.
Now, let me say this. This guy, if he has been doing that and collecting $40K from these women, my guess, I don't know for sure, my guess is this guy is what I would consider a chubby chaser. And if you're a chubby chaser and you like big women and thick women, and some of them have low self-esteem, they're going to give you money. Oftentimes, really, for just a measure, most women don't like to give men money. It just is what it is. I'm not saying that they don't have money themselves, but a lot of them don't like to give men money. So if he finessed $40K out of these women, you do have to sort of question what kind of women is this, because a lot of women ain't gonna do that. They're just not gonna do that. And look, everybody tricks, I guess. Men definitely trick. Men trick all the time. All right, but for women, it's a bit rare. And if he got $40K out of one of them, or some of them, or all of them, he could be considered what is that called? A sort of a like a Prince Charming, one of those guys who will love bomb a woman and then finesse her out of money, and then move on to the next. There's a small group of guys that do that to women, especially women who got money. They'll love bomb them, and they'll have low self-esteem. They'll love bomb them. They'll tell them all the things that they want to hear, build up their confidence, finesse them out of money, and on to the next. There was this one guy, he was on Netflix too. I forgot the name of that show. Put it in the comments if y'all know the show I'm talking about. Was it the Twitter Swindler or something like that, or the one of those dating apps, one of those dating apps. He was the something dating app swindler or something like that. Guy made ridiculous money off of women, and he was finessing the crap out of them. And it could be, it is a scam. It is a bit of a crime. It's a crime that women do too, more often than men, but men be so embarrassed they don't report it. But yeah, that sort of stuff does happen, and I'm guessing that he's a chubby chaser where he's finessing, pretty large women and taking them for their money. Let's go back in.
Money that I get from these women.
And you are proud of that?
He has daughters. He shouldn't be.
Nah, I ain't proud of it, but I'm it's just.
I honestly was expecting you to defend it in some way. Is that all those two incidents that you told me about?
No, ma'am.
There's a third?
He says it's about money. The third one was why we here today.
Okay.
And the third one was, once again, she had blew a kiss on a page, another new girl, and I had noticed back.
Just a friend.
They've been going back and forth on each other's page. So I asked the woman again, and she said, "Who, this guy?" And she sent a picture to her on top of his lap. They had been at the club.
It was a friendly picture.
No, ma'am, it wasn't. And then, so me and the lady had a conversation, and the lady actually said that me and him was getting ready to buy a home. We had got our pre-approval for a home.
I never told her.
And the lady said, she actually said, she sent it in a text. I did submit that. She said that he said he just got a pre-approval for a home, and he's going to get a home for me and my children. And he was showing her off to all his family members.
May I see the evidence, please? Knew he was full of, ooh, I can certainly know what emoji goes there. I've been telling him he had someone, but he kept denying it. He's telling everybody about me and calling me his wife, and again, another expletive. Then talking about the house he just got approved for. We're going to move into it. Just planning a whole future, but moving foul.
She shouldn't even knew about the home.
She did that just to get her mad. That's it.
Why though?
Well, it worked.
But I didn't want the girl. I didn't want her.
He actually.
Here's the thing. She might actually be one of the swindles that he's doing. I know they're on divorce court, but she might be just one of many. I mean, this guy got a spider web of women and love bombed her, and probably actually did like her, maybe even liked her the most. But make no mistake about it, she caught in this web with the rest of the women. All right. And if he getting money off of them, why would he treat her special? He wouldn't. She must make money too. And he must be living off of her. Because that's it's probably his. I'm not saying he don't have a job or anything like that, but she probably lives a pretty good lifestyle where he enjoys. And he probably said, you know, she got the best of all the worlds, you know, attractive. She thick like I like them. She probably got money, you know, and her personality is agreeable. So I'll rock out with her. But if just looking at this, my whole thing is I don't think this guy is very I don't think this guy is serious about her at all. I don't think he's serious about her. Let's go in.
I would like to know why you would have a photograph of a, quote, friend on your lap.
She wasn't on my lap. She was sitting. She was just close by, like close.
Their arms was like interlocked. It was an intimate picture, and he looked it so proud on his face. He sent kissy faces. So he actually had another picture with another lady that we spoke with, woman number 1, and it was my background of my home, and he was blowing kisses at her, and it was on my couch on my background, and she sent it to me. So I guess while I'm away or while I'm at work or whatever I'm doing, he taking pictures and video chatting with all these random women.
No.
Okay, Mr. Warren, you're gonna have to explain this to me because I'm not gonna be comfortable with any of this.
A lot of them women is just friends. That's it. And I tell her that. Like,
How do you define friends? I want to be very clear on your definition. How do you define friends, sir?
If I ain't being physical with them, then they friends.
So you don't consider it cheating?
No, I don't. I don't.
I'm gonna tell you, because in looking in your case file, I heard some of these accusations, but I wanted to do a little research on the thing.
Before the judge goes into that, let me say this. His definition of friend is BS. All right, and here's how. If he ain't smashing them, they're friends. Well, you could be courting them. There could be women you're trying to court. There could be women that you want to take advantage of. There could be women that you are showing some affection and attention to. Okay? You could be kissing them. You could be hugging on them. Now, if she got a guy and she was kissing and hugging on him and taking pictures and on social media and all this other stuff, you would be salty about that. She said, oh, well, we didn't have sex yet, so he's just a friend. That's not going to fly with you. So don't do the whole that's not cheating stuff. Okay, you can cheat a number of different ways. Physically, mentally, emotionally. You can cheat all those ways. Okay, and it doesn't mean direct intimacy all the time. So it sounds good if you're trying to get away with something, but at the end of the day, it's still cheating. It's still cheating because you're not, because first of all, like I said, you could still be hugging and kissing on this woman, and that will be considered, you know, mental and emotional cheating. So you want to so using that excuse is not valid, and she has every right to view that as a cheating, because the picture is what she caught. She caught y'all sitting down and hugged up and stuff like that. She didn't catch you smashing her. You can deny that, but what guy is going to stick around a woman long enough if he not going to be smashing? Let's just be real. And I'm not saying that it can't be a friend of his who sat in his lap and he smiled. It's possible, but it's not likely. It's not likely, especially if he's gotten $40K from some women. She was one of the victims or customers or potentials. So the ends don't justify the means. Let's go in.
Things that constitute social media cheating, and I would love you to tell me whether or not you all have experienced them. Creating fake profiles, pretending to be somebody that you're not.
I never did that.
You just always was yourself.
Always.
All right. Posting flirty photos, using code names,
No.
constantly checking someone's status. We know that that's happening.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, she always do that. Always. Now,
He's sneaky. He's sneaky, Your Honor. One time he had got out of work and I had made dinner and everything. Like always, I made dinner. And I was like, he was a little late from work or whatever, so he went in the bathroom. And when I went behind him in the bathroom, it was a receipt from a Mexican place floating in the toilet.
So in other words, hiding the evidence.
He was trying to
was-
flush it
That's
down
down
the
on this
toilet.
list.
That was a business meeting.
But he didn't say that's what it was. No, he said it
That
was
was a
with one of
business
his
meet-
exes.
Oh my.
If that was a business meeting, bruh, you should have saved that receipt for your taxes and not flush it down the toilet. Okay? If that was a true business meeting, why not file it on your taxes? You could write it off. You don't know about that part of the game? Or was it not a business meeting? Or, and this is what I think, he considers a business meeting a woman he's trying to swindle. So if it's a woman he's trying to get some more money out of, he got to love bomb her first. It's an investment in a business meeting. Okay, this guy is probably a professional scammer. So I got to butter her up and take her out to dinner, take her to her favorite Mexican restaurant, love bomb her so that when the time comes, bam, I can ask for that money and she can get that to me. That's his business. That's his business, believe it or not. And that's the one I think it is. Anyway, let's go back in.
My goodness, that was from one of his exes. It said, hiding messages from your ex. That's on my list also. I'm checking off my list. You're going to have to do better than that. I've never heard anybody come into this courtroom and deny being a physical cheater, but admit being an actual scumbag. I swear.
But I ain't being physical with these ladies.
You're a user. I've never heard anybody come in and confess to being a user, an actual user that takes vulnerable women and makes them believe that they have a chance with your sorry tale.
I don't give him money, so I wasn't one of those women. I definitely don't give him money.
You don't need to. He getting $40,000 from these other randoms.
Yeah, Alita though, she got anger problems though, but I want to work
I'm
this out.
angry at the issue.
Okay, what do you mean she has anger problems? Do you realize
I
that
didn't
this woman has every reason in the world to be angry right now?
I'm angry
she
at
could
the
see
issues.
something
I'm
on
not an
social
angry
media.
person.
She could see something on social media, and she could just flip out. Like I got evidence one time that she seen that it was something on social media she seen from a girl, and she threw all my clothes off the balcony, and I got evidence of her packing my clothes and throwing it off the balcony.
I did.
I would like to see this evidence.
He got all the stuff. He leaving from my house. This is for you. He leaving from my house. There he go. There he go. Look, he leaving. Say bye-bye, Jermaine. Say bye-bye.
I don't want that
Yes, you do. Yes, he all yours. So go ahead and get that bank account together for him.
You went left, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what? We was actually out together that night. We was having a great time that night. We was out together, and the girl kept inboxing me. Like, you know, she was just sending me messages about him and her all night. He like ignored the messages. It's not a big deal. And we both having drinks, and you know, I had friends with me and stuff, and I just couldn't. I couldn't
So
ignore
in other
it.
words, this woman was trying to humiliate you.
She was humiliating me. I am humiliated.
Why do you want Ms. Hodges? Because it doesn't sound like you respect her in the least bit.
Alita, she's a sweet, nice, you know, she's beautiful inside and out.
You're leading these women to believe that you are a man that is going to provide emotional connection with them. Do you know how nasty that sounds?
But, you know, I want to make it work with her.
Based on what? What are you prepared to do to make it work? Because I have not heard it. Woman to woman, nobody can actually humiliate you, okay? It may have made you feel a certain way, but it really has more to do with his character or lack thereof. Less to do with you.
Yeah.
More to do with his lack of character. Mr. Warren, it is so clear to me, whatever's going on with you is mean-spirited. That's mean. You know, Ms. Hodges, this is very interesting to me. Even if Mr. Warren gave up all the social media, did not contact any miscellaneous or random women, you know what would bother me more than any of that? The lack of character of a man or a woman who would take advantage of other people to the point where they would literally con them out of money with a promise of some sort of return on their investment in a relationship.
Right.
That would really be more problematic for me.
It is.
I'm not conning any woman. They doing it on their own will. I'm not conning no.
But you're leading them on.
Exactly.
You're leading these women to believe that you are a man that is going to provide some sort of emotional connection with them. You actually told one woman that you had just closed on a house
that I did.
Be able to put her and her children in.
Nah,
you think I forgot that part?
She lied about
That's
that.
not a lie, Your Honor. She shouldn't have never knew about
But
no
how
house.
could she know about it?
Because we was all talking. We was all out talking.
Who was all out talking?
Me and my cousin, her friend, and she a friend of another friend.
So in other words, you were out. This feels very much like I'm watching Goodfellas, where you know they take the wives out on Friday and they take the girlfriends, the gumas out on Saturday. I really feel like I'm in the middle of this. So you and your cousin go out with your random miscellaneous side chick on one day, and y'all are having a conversation where you are bragging about a house that you just purchased, even though you were purchasing it with the woman who's supposed to be the main woman, the Friday chick. Do you know how nasty that sounds? And disrespectful?
It is, but I wasn't. But I'm just saying that it didn't happen like that, though. It didn't happen like, and that was just random, and it just lined up like that.
Just like the other person jumped on your lap, right?
That was who jumped on the lap. That was the same girl.
Same woman.
Yep, that's the
so
same
that
woman.
means you met with her more than once, because she didn't just jump on your lap and get one photograph. So you done met with her and then had dinner with her.
No, I never had dinner and met with her. That was the first time. That was our first time meeting, and I told Alita that.
After I found out. He didn't tell me voluntarily. This was after I found out.
Ms. Warren, why do you want Ms. Hodges? Because it doesn't sound like you respect her in the least bit.
Alita, she's a sweet, nice, you know, she's beautiful inside and out.
That's right.
And you know, like we've been through some troubles and things like that, and we weathered some storms together, and you know, she a beautiful woman, and I want to make it work with her. I think I can make it work with her. I know I can make it work.
Based on what? What are you prepared to do to make it work? Because I have not heard it.
Just being a better person, a better guy, period. Just.
How are you gonna be a better guy? What are you prepared to do to be a better guy?
Just do the right things. You know what I'm saying? You know, do the right things, and just show her that I could be the man she could trust, and a loving man.
That's gonna be hard because I feel like we'll be spending, we spend a lot of time together. Like I said, we inseparable. When we doing good, we doing great. You know, I try to push this, I try to forgiving, but I definitely don't forget it. I can't forget it. But I feel like every time he go outside or every time I turn my back, I'm gonna have to worry or wonder, is he gonna do something? And I wanna be able to trust the person that I'm gonna marry. I wanna be able to trust like they trust me.
Now let me say this. Here's the deal with him and her, okay? She has a good time with him. They have great chemistry together. And this and that and the third. But This guy has a problem with honesty. Okay, he has a problem with honesty. Sometimes I would say it might be a misunderstanding, but when he admitted to swindling women out of 40K, I think it was a done deal at that point. Once he admitted to swindling women out of 40K, it shows his moral fiber. It shows his character. And you shouldn't marry someone like that, because here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to get married. You're going to divorce. He's going to take all the money in the account. And when you divorce him, you're not going to have any money left in your bank account, especially if you share accounts. She says she don't give him money. That's good. But this guy is going to find a way to get the bag, get the money. And his character is going to resurface. So I'm not even sure. Well, I do understand why she wants to make it work with him, because he loves bombs her. He give her a lot of what she asked for. He makes her happy in every other way. But when it comes to these other women, it becomes a problem, obviously, right? And this guy has little to no character, morals, scruples. So, especially taking advantage of women. So, she should chalk this one up as a learning experience and be done with him. That's what I think about this. Let me know what y'all think. I really would like to know what y'all think about this. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.